Do you ever feel completely exhausted even after getting a full night's sleep? It's a common feeling, but the cause might surprise you. We often think our fatigue comes from a lack of sleep or working too hard, but the truth runs much deeper. You wake up with a full tank of mental and emotional energy, ready to take on the world. But by the time afternoon rolls around, you feel like you are dragging a heavy weight, struggling to make it through the day. The problem isn't that you lack energy, it's that you are losing it through invisible daily habit. Throughout your day, minor distractions and hidden stressors constantly chip away at your focus without your realization. If you want to regain your drive, you have to stop looking for ways to get more energy and start looking at where you are losing it. Think of your mind like a bucket. It doesn't matter how much water you pour into it if it's full of hidden leaks. To change how you feel, you must identify these energy drains and systematically close them down. Let's take a look at the most common everyday routines that are silently draining your power. The first energy leak happens within seconds of waking up. Reaching for your phone pours a flood of information into a fresh mind. Before you even get out of bed, your brain is forced to process emails, news, and notifications, draining your early mental stamina. We try to cure this early morning lag with caffeine, but fake energy only masks the deeper issue. Soon, you enter a state of decision fatigue. Every tiny choice you make chips away at your willpower. What to wear, what to eat, what to answer first. By choices alone, your brain burns through its premium fuel before noon. A cluttered physical environment acts as a constant background visual distraction, forcing your brain to work harder just to focus. We race against the clock, constantly feeling behind, which triggers a low-level anxiety that quietly cooks your nervous system. Then comes the social drain. Agreeing to things you don't want to do simply to avoid awkwardness or conflict. By early afternoon, you are running on empty, wondering why you feel so unproductive despite being constantly active. But understanding these hidden leaks is only the first step. The next layer goes much deeper than just physical habits. Beyond physical fatigue lies a deeper, more exhausting drain, emotional and psychological drag. The constant intake of negative headlines and online outrage creates a state of perpetual flight or fight response. Your mind stays active processing problems you can't solve, burning precious energy on things completely outside your control. Then there is the weight of unexpressed emotions. Suppressing frustration, sadness, or disappointment takes serious mental effort. When you ignore how you feel, your brain spends background processing power just keeping those feelings buried. Carrying old regrets or overanalyzing past interactions acts like a heavy anchor, anchoring your energy to a time that no longer exists. We also leak massive amounts of power by building walls of resistance against reality, wishing things were different instead of dealing with them. Chronic worry about future scenarios that might never happen forces your nervous system to live through the trauma in advance. This mental loop is incredibly exhausting because your brain cannot easily distinguish between a real threat and an imagined. To stop this internal hemorrhage, we must look past the symptoms and uncover the hidden social drains in our environment. The third major leak comes from our social circles. Some environments are filled with constant, unprovoked drama. Spending time around persistent negativity forces you to constantly keep your guard up, which burns enormous mental fuel. You become an accidental emotional dumping ground, absorbing complaints without any constructive solutions. It's easy to confuse empathy with carrying everyone else's burdens at the expense of your own well-being. When you try to please everyone around you, you fracture your attention into a million pieces. By constantly adapting to match what others expect, you eventually lose touch with your own natural rhythm. Protecting your peace isn't about isolating yourself, it's about drawing healthy boundaries. If a relationship takes everything you have and leaves nothing in return, the scale is fundamentally broken. Recognizing this allows you to step back, stop reacting, and assess the damage clearly. Now that we see the leaks in our routines, our minds, and our circles, it's time to look at the hidden cost of our daily work habit. In our professional lives, the biggest energy vampire disguises itself as productivity. Modern multitask. Shifting your attention constantly between tabs, messages, and tasks creates what psychologists call cognitive switching costs. Your brain burns a massive amount of glucose just trying to refocus every single time you change your target. You end up working twice as hard to accomplish half as much, stuck in a loop of constant busyness. This chaotic workflow creates a buildup of microstressors that you don't even realize you are carrying. When you leave tasks half-finished or delay important decisions, they remain active in the back of your subconscious mind. Your brain continues to expend energy tracking these open loops, quietly draining your power storage in the background. When your routine, your mind, your circle, and your work are all leaking energy at the same time, the system becomes unstable. This is the exact moment when hidden drainage transforms into complete, unavoidable burnout. You find yourself sitting in total mental exhaustion, realizing that the way you have been living is completely unsustainable. Burnout isn't just about being tired, it's a complete emotional flatline where nothing seems worth the effort. When you hit this wall, the mental static becomes too loud to ignore any longer. But this low point serves an important purpose. It forces you to stop running and start observing. In the quiet space of exhaustion, you realize that you cannot fix your life using the exact same habits that broke it. It's time to stop looking at the symptoms and map out an intentional strategy to regain control. The first step toward recovery is setting explicit boundaries around your attention and time. You must systematically close down the open loops that are constantly running in the back of your mind. This requires choosing what matters over what feels urgent right now. As you remove the unnecessary noise, the mental fog slowly begins to lift. Let's look at how we can systematically audit our day to ensure we stop the bleeding for good. Reclaiming your power starts with an energy audit. Look closely at exactly where your minutes are slipping away. The easiest leak to plug is your morning routine. Sever the automatic cord connecting your waking mind to the digital world. Give your brain just 30 minutes of quiet space before introducing the demands, opinions, and emergencies of others. By keeping your phone tucked away during these early moments, you protect your baseline focus for the rest of the day. Next, address the environment around you. A clean workspace creates immediate clarity, lowering background tension. Limit your daily focus to 3 essential priorities. Stop juggling dozens of tasks and master the art of single tasking. In your social life, practice saying a clean, respectful no to commitments that do not align with your true values. You are not a buffer for everyone else's chaotic energy. You are the gatekeeper of your own peace. Incorporate intentional rest into your routine, treating recovery as a non-negotiable metric for high performance. Slowly, as the leaks begin to close, you will feel the internal battery start to stabilize and climb. This shift isn't just about feeling less tired, it's a profound breakthrough in how you manage your existence. You begin to notice that the heavy resistance you used to feel every single afternoon is starting to melt away. By treating your energy as your most valuable currency, you stop spending it carelessly on things that offer zero return. You realize that internal power doesn't come from pushing harder, but from protecting the roots of your focus. The mental loops that used to keep you awake at night are replaced by a deliberate, peaceful clarity. You start to experience the true freedom of being present. The weight of old habits and past mistakes begins to lose its grip as you realize they no longer define your current momentum. You finally understand that your energy levels are a direct reflection of how deeply you respect your own boundaries. By aligning your daily actions with your internal peace, your mental clarity is completely restored. Now, standing on a solid foundation of renewed vitality, you are finally ready to step into the final phase of lasting change. True transformation happens when protecting your energy ceases to be an effort and becomes your standard baseline. When your habits, environment, and social interactions are aligned, your mind naturally operates at peak efficiency. You carry an invisible defense system with you, recognizing energy drains before they can take root. This gives you the mental bandwidth to process life's challenges without getting pulled into unnecessary chaos. You no longer wander aimlessly through your day. Your focus acts as a clear guiding light. The old clutter of decision fatigue and micro-stressors simply slips into the background, completely empty of influence. Creativity, inspiration, and pure focus return to fill the empty spaces you created. This system isn't something you do once. It is a permanent practice of respecting your own limits. By consistently choosing peace over panic, you unlock a sustainable way to live, work, and grow. With your battery fully restored, you are finally ready to anchor this lifestyle permanently in the final part of our journey. Energy drives your entire life's engine. Walking away from noise reclaims total momentum. Clear lines fortify your baseline mental health. Authentic connections support and feed your spirit. You hold the key to your focus. Lock the door permanently on energy vampires. Protecting your light yields vibrant daily mastery. Rest fuels your future sustainable success securely. Audit your leaks today and close them. Reclaim your focus, peace, and full power.